Today I'm going to answer the age-old question of which hand warmers are better, the HotHands hand warmers or these Zippo hand warmers. And to do that, I've made some simulated pockets where I basically have taken these little boxes and cut a 1.5 inch by 3.5 inch hole in the bottom and placed a napkin or a paper towel on there so it can breathe a little bit, because both of these hand warmers need some amount of air to function, and I know your pocket's not really a completely airtight area. So I've got one for the Zippo, one for the HotHands, and then I've got a control just to kind of see as a reference. And today it's about 17 degrees outside, and as the day goes on it might get up to about 30. So I'm going to put these in a real shady area so that the sun doesn't actually mess up my study here. If you haven't done so yet, also just make sure you click the little subscribe button so you can see updates on cool videos like this. And we're going to go ahead and get started with this test. So these hand warmers, all you really have to do is take them out of the package, and I give them a little shake, activate them, and kind of expose them to some air, because that's really what gets these ones going. And on the bag it says that these HotHands hand warmers should last about 10 hours. So I'll go ahead and I'll just place this in my box. One hand warmer, because this is going to simulate one pocket. And now I'm going to do my Zippo hand warmer. And this one definitely wins in terms of cool factor, but on price it's about the same. So this thing costs about 30 cents of fuel per fill, and these things cost $13 to buy brand new. A 2-pack of HotHands is about $1. So it's a little bit cheaper per use, but then you have to pay the upfront cost, so I'd call it about a wash. So to light this one, you have to fill your little easy fill container thing. I put a little splash of fuel on the catalytic element. A lot of people will probably yell at me for that, but... And then I'm just going to go ahead and light it, which they say to hold the flame on it for about 10 or so seconds till the element kind of starts to glow. Well, it's really hard to tell, but I can feel a little bit of heat coming off this, so it appears that it is lit. That's one advantage that the HotHands have, is that you really don't have to deal with the lighting part. Because if it's windy out or something, you're going to have a little bit of trouble with the Zippo. And then you slide the Zippo in its little protective case deal here. I guess this is so you don't burn your hands, but I don't think it gets crazy hot. And then I'm going to stick it in my simulated pocket. Now I'm going to take these three, the Zippo, the HotHands, and the control, over to my dark, shady stairwell, and just make sure that way the sun doesn't really heat the boxes up at all. Here we are in the dark stairwell. It's been an hour since I've put these here. And you've got the Zippo on the left, the HotHands, and the control. And I'm going to take a couple of temperature readings just to see how things are progressing. So got about 28 degrees on the control. 41 on the HotHands. and 43 on the Zippo, and that's of course just on the little vent spot that I've made out of a paper towel. Now we're going to get a reading right on the device itself. 68 degrees on the Zippo. $87 on the HotHands. And then 35 degrees inside our control box. And we'll come back and check it periodic intervals and see when these things crap out on us. So now it's been 3 hours. We're going to go ahead and check it again. About 38 degrees on the Zippo. 34 on the HotHands. And 21 on the control. Let's go ahead and pop this open. $64 degrees on the Zippo. $76 on the HotHands. And then 21 on the control. It's now been 5 hours. And the Zippo's still holding strong, 42. HotHands is down to 28. And our control is 25 degrees. So we'll open them up and see what it looks like here. 68 degrees on the Zippo. $35 degrees on the HotHands. I'm going to go ahead and give that a little shake, because in reality, if that's in your pocket, that's what you're going to be doing. See if it kind of reinvigorates. And then our control should probably be 25 here. 27. Alright, we'll come back in a couple hours. So it's now been 7 hours, and the Zippo is at 39 degrees. It seems to just be steadily chugging along, which makes sense. The HotHands kind of came back to life a little bit, but it's only 30 degrees. And the control is 23. About 72 degrees on the Zippo. And the HotHands is down to 44 degrees. We'll give it another shake here. And then 22 on the inside of the control. So we'll see how it goes. It looks like the HotHands is just about done. And we'll see how long the Zippo is going to go. It's just going to end all at once, I'm sure. So it's now been 9 hours, and the Zippo is still hanging in there at 39 degrees. Actually, it's 41 here. The HotHands is officially given up. It's 22 degrees, and our control is 22 degrees. So I'm going to retire the HotHands. I'm going to go ahead and say it's game over for the HotHands. And it did well for probably 5 hours. It continued to produce heat for another couple of hours, maybe till about 8 hours, and then it really just kind of failed before the actual 10-hour window. So we'll see how much longer this Zippo can hang in there. It's now 12:30 in the morning, and the Zippo hand warmer is still going. It's been 14.5 hours, and this thing is still pumping out heat. It's a little bit almost ridiculous. I'm reading 45 degrees here HotHands is long since toast, and our control is 27 degrees. I'm not going to stay up all night long to keep this test going, but it's supposed to last 12 hours. It's lasted way beyond that. The HotHands is rated at 10 hours, and it made it comfortably, I would say, 5 or 6 hours, and then kind of continued to make a little bit of a heat till about, you know, just past 6 hours, and then it was pretty much toast. So I would say in this hand warmer shootout, the Zippo just reigns king. The Zippo really smoked the HotHands in this case. So if you're the kind of person who's outside a lot in the winter, if you're hunting, if you're fishing or ice fishing or just outside, I think the Zippo has really a little bit surprised me here and really proven itself, and might be worth something you might want to try out. I've actually used this Zippo in my pocket as compared to the HotHands, and it doesn't necessarily feel, as you hold it in your hand, it doesn't feel that warm, but you put it in your pocket, it really heats up a lot, and it's a pretty good hand warmer. And I'm not sponsored by Zippo, I'm not getting paid by Zippo. I just think I was a little bit surprised at how good this little hand warmer did. So yep, hope this video was able to help you out a little bit, and thank you so much for watching my channel.